you see how amazing it is, and they fit these stones perfectly together so you can't even put a slit of paper in there.
Guys, look at this. All of Sacsayhuaman to ourselves.
That's what makes this place so interesting, is just the mystery behind all of it.
We're Alex and Lindsay. We're two travelers who were exploring South America. Suddenly, a strict lockdown began in Peru, and we've been stuck ever since. Along the way, we took in a stray dog, and he hasn't left our side. It's been months, and we're still here, so we're documenting the whole experience and sharing it with you. Good morning, guys. Today we're going to Sacsayhuaman. So before we go, we have to get some coca tea. So coca helps in places like Cusco because of the high elevation. And so coca tea is something that we have almost every day. And especially if we're going to be going out and doing hiking around Sacsayhuaman, we need to start the day off right with some coca tea.
All right, we're off on our adventure to see Sacsayhuaman. We've been wanting to see it for a while. And lately they made it legal to exercise. And we've been hearing from people that it's okay to go there, so hopefully that's true. We woke up really early so we could see it in the morning, so we thought it'd look really nice to go at that time.
We're glad to finally be going because we were actually living right outside of it, like 50 feet away from it for a month. But at that time, it was locked down, strict lockdown, and we weren't allowed to go. So
yeah, we heard there was police there and everything. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get in today. Wish us luck.
So it's 8:30 a.m. and we're walking through the city of Cusco, getting to the outskirts, and that's where Sacsayhuaman is.
It's pretty chilly this morning. My hands are freezing. We're hoping that it warms up as we keep hiking.
All right, enough talking. Let's show you guys a little bit of the walk through the beautiful city of Cusco. So we did a lot of research on this place last night, but the thing is, we don't really have a lot of answers about this place because there weren't written records from the Inca, and so everything that they know is from the Spanish conquistadors that came here after. And so all we have to go on is things that they said, which is probably way after this whole thing was built. So it might not have even been the Inca who built this. We don't know.
Potato Head's coming with us today. He's leading the pack.
Look at this, we're picking up dogs along the way.
All right, we're a little bit out of breath due to the elevation, but this is the highest we've ever been in Cusco. There's no cops here. So we're gonna keep trekking right on up. I think we'll be able to. The gate was wide open. No one monitoring it.
So there's another trail down here. We're currently on this one. Look how it goes right along this little waterfall stream that goes down the hallway. All right, guys, so this is the start of it. These are the first megaliths that we've seen yet. The real beginning of Sacsayhuaman.
You guys may be thinking perhaps the same things that we thought before we did some research. It looks like a bunch of rocks just piled together. But as you start seeing them more and taking closer looks and researching, you see how amazing it is that way back then, what was it, the 15th century? These were built. And they didn't have any machines or anything. It was just their own hands or whatever tools they had, and they fit these stones perfectly together so you can't even put a slit of paper in there. It's pretty amazing.
So it's really awesome for us and for today, and for you if you go very soon, is because of lockdown, this whole thing is basically all to us. We only see a couple more people here, and right back there you would have paid an entrance fee, but today it's free because nobody's guarding any of this. Oh look,
there's a Cristo Blanco up there. It's a big white Jesus that we always see at the top of the hill that overlooks Cusco. And we're right next to it now. We'll see that later. But for now, look at this. I think at a typical time, any time of the year in Peru, because Cusco is so touristic, there would just be a ton of people here walking around taking pictures. There's nobody. This is incredible. Yeah!
I know.
Look at this dog we picked up here. A llama? Oh, there's a llama down here. Guys, look at this. It's just the two of us, our two dogs. One dog is following us, and all of Sacsayhuaman to ourselves. So some of these megaliths here are 200 to 300 tons, and now we're starting to get some of the big ones. So look at this. This is just one huge rock that corners.
You should
this
stand
thing.
next to it for size.
Yeah. How did they move this thing? Hundreds and hundreds of years ago. There isn't much evidence that they had tools to move these things, so some people say it would have been aliens because it would have been impossible to move these things.
Some people also believe that the Incas came upon these and that they were already built by other people. Look at how these fit together.
See, this one looks similar to the 12-angle stone that's in the middle of the historic center of Cusco. It has all of these angles, all of these very odd angles, and somehow they fit the other rocks to it perfectly. Look how huge this one is.
I think that's what makes this place so interesting, is just the mystery behind all of it. Nobody knows for sure who built it, how it was built. That's pretty amazing.
Alright guys, we have a ton more to see, so let's explore Sacsayhuaman.
One really interesting thing that we found out is that when they were building this, whoever it was, they put the smallest stones at the bottom a lot of times. So one would think, oh, you'd put the heavier stones first at the bottom as your base. But no, the heaviest ones are actually a lot of times in the middle or at the top, and the smallest ones are at the bottom. Go figure. They must have had a reason for that.
And look how the stones are angled at the corners. They're kind of smashed in here, if you can see, kind of concave. So when the Spanish invaded this place, they thought that it was some kind of fortress, which could be true, but also something that might be true is
it was a place where they kind of used it for like religious ceremonies or to worship the sun.
Alright, right now we're coming up on a mirador, or a viewpoint. Wow. We thought we had good views of Cusco before, but look at this. Good boy. So there's a viewpoint right behind you over here, and then another viewpoint in a way. Look at these mountains just getting lost in the fog over there. Guys, look. Bunch of wild alpaca, or llamas. They're staring at the dogs that we're with. Hey, stay. Stay. Oh. Look at this. Face off. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Look at Potato Head looking over all the llama. See, perfect example of what Lindsay was saying. The way they laid this out is hard to understand. There are bigger rocks sometimes in the middle or at the top, smaller rocks at the bottom, and then smaller and bigger rocks all in between. It really doesn't seem to make any sense, but it worked. So even though Cusco and this whole area is prone to earthquakes and seismic activity, these walls have stood. The Inca walls, and all of the walls within the city that are similar to this. So somehow they knew what they were doing hundreds of years ago, even better than the Spanish that came way after them.
That guy's blowing his whistle.
So this man up here, he blew his whistle at us, and then he got out his phone and he was calling somebody and basically told us to go, even though it seems like we're allowed to go up here right now. So we left the main area, but now we're going to Cristo Blanco, the huge white Jesus overlooking the city. Here. It's so cool being here. After seeing this the whole time we've been in Cusco, the last 3 months, we've seen him sitting at the top of the hill, and finally we're getting to be right here.
And at night, they totally illuminate Christ with these lights.
Those huge lights there. And a view of Cusco. Here's Plaza de Armas, which we go through all the time. No people. So now we're going to Ginkgo, some other ruins around here. And supposedly it's about a 10-minute walk from here. That's what our new friend said. So we met another couple from Colombia. So this man just said we have to wait until the 1st of July. Everything's closed up. No bienvenidos. So guys, about 2 minutes after we got to Ginkgo, the police came. 2 trucks full of like 10 cops.
Yeah.
They made us stand in a line 6 feet apart each, and they questioned us. We brought out our passports for them, and because we're so close, or living so close.
Because we're allowed to exercise within 3 kilometers of where you live, so they said the sites are going to be opening July 1st.
Which is pretty soon, what, a couple weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we'll bring you to more places, a lot more places.
When we're allowed.
Hello, my name is Kathleen, and I live in Nebraska, which is located in the middle of the U.S. for those of you that are international. I was actually born in Peru, and when I was 5, my family was lucky and we got the visa to come to Virginia in the U.S. And then as a young adult, Virginia and Northern Virginia was too expensive, so we ended up moving to Nebraska, my immediate family. So right now I have family still in Peru, half my family, and my other half is in Virginia. My grandma in Virginia has been hit by COVID. It took her 3 weeks to recover, and she said it was real tough with the shortness of breath and being by herself. It was like the worst experience she's had. She's doing better now though, already 3 weeks out of that, and her neck pain is still there as one of the symptoms that she personally had, but it's going to be followed up on, and we're all positive that it's going to turn out well. As far as the riots and the protests go, the protests have been doing really well, but the riots were stressful. The worst part was for 2-3 days, and now it's settled down now, so that's nice about it. It's sad to see that the country's divided in half. Half of them believe in COVID-19 to be worried, and the other half are not, and it's just disappointing. And now racially, who cares about the movement and who doesn't think there's so much about the movement? Again, divided. And then, there's different groups under each category too, so it's just very complicated. It is a hard time for the U.S., but worldwide we're gonna get through this, and I'm positive about it. If you guys ever go to Huancayo, let me know, and there's a sauna there that you guys can go to. And happy Pachamanca! Alright, bye.
Do you want postcards from around the world? Right now I am writing and drawing on postcards to my subscribers. If you want to join my Patreon, click the link below. You'll be supporting the channel and you'll be getting something pretty cool with a drawing from me. Hey, thanks for making it all the way through this video. If you want to watch more, click one of these videos. Subscribe because I'm traveling all around the world and I'm sharing the whole thing with you. Thanks.